Hi, it's Mine Crypto here. I hope we're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world.
Remember, this isn't financial advice. Always do your own research.
Mine Crypto here. So the market's looking rather red. We're still at that 39 rank, $102, market cap of 1.23 billion, and a 24-hour volume of 12 million. We're up 0.3 in the hour. We're down 1.5 in the day, down 1.2 in the week, but up 3.8% in the month. So it is what it is. Again, remember, this isn't financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. But come on, Quant is a beast. That's the way I see it. And we have to remember that Quant isn't like other cryptos because it's not a crypto, it's a digital asset. It functions in the real world. Things are slow. We have to be aware that within the institutional market, things don't just move like, tomorrow. It takes planning, it takes effort. These institutions are probably employing people so that they can get themselves ready for the new system as the legacy system moves over to the decentralized system. So I read this literally this morning. No demand, or is it price suppression? This person says, so I'm really trying to wrap my head around this. It makes no sense. Now, I know the team has been dumping lots of coins. Well, have they? They periodically sell some coins as the process goes on. But with all this news about Project Rosalind, Overledger platform being released to the public, Bitcoin ETF, Ripple winning its case, etc., we're seeing huge price appreciation across the board, yet Quant continues trending down or barely bouncing off support. Anytime the price pumps a few percent, it gets dumped. Is this intentional, or are people just not interested? Well, to be fair, they are interested, but as I said before, everything takes time. And if you're in this for a short term, then you're in the wrong asset. This is a long term. I see this as almost a retirement plan for me because I understand the technology. I understand where it's going and the possibilities. And that's what you do with any investment. That's how you plan the future. It's not rocket science. And I think a lot of people seem to think because they have this sort of cryptocurrency sentiment where they think everything, I've got to wait for it to pump and go really high. That is not the case, especially with this coin, because this is not a cryptocurrency, it's a digital asset. And its function is to bridge, as an overledger, to bring all those institutionals together. It draws them together, it creates those bridges so that payments can be made. And these payments will be made via the overledger. So I saw this tweet from constructiontrader.eth. HSBC, who processes around 600 trillion in payments a year, talking about how they are fully involved in CBDCs and how they are creating custody software for digital assets. Again, this takes time. To connect their banking apps to blockchain, they need Quant Overledger. And as we can see here, got the ODAP client Quant API Overledger. And if we go down, ODAP client, HSBC, API, Overledger, HSBC. So if that's not clear enough, I don't know what is. So we'll take a quick watch of this video.
Okay, and what's your stance on central bank digital currencies?
Very much in favor of it. We're developing central bank digital currency. We're Enbridge in Hong Kong. There's a small group of countries that are developing that as a real life solution. We're fully in on central bank digital currency. We're one of the biggest global payments houses in the world. Last year we processed over 600 trillion of payments on behalf of our clients. Central bank digital currency is a natural thing for HSBC to do, and it's in a regulatory environment governed by the central banks that are participating in it. So we're fully investing in that.
And does HSBC has any plans to develop your own custody solution for digital assets like many other banks do?
Yeah, we are developing our own custody solution for digital assets. We're going again into that sensibly, cautiously, but we are looking at that as a solution.
And can you share as well some global vision for HSBC now and in this turmoil environment?
Yeah, listen,
all other banks getting bankrupt and
yeah. Well, we're very fortunate, and I'm very fortunate as CEO, that we have a very strongly capitalized balance sheet, very strong capital ratios, very, very strong liquidity. So of my $1.6 trillion of customer deposits, I hold at least 800 billion of that in high quality liquid assets. So we're super liquid, and we're cautious, very cautious on our investment profile of how we use that liquidity. Now, one of our strengths is, as you say, a global bank. In a world that's becoming increasingly complex, my job and the job of my colleagues is to help clients navigate an increasingly complex global environment. That's our job. We've been doing it for years. We're the biggest trade bank in the world. We help clients find suppliers, finance suppliers, wherever they want to buy their supplies from in the world. That's what we do, help companies navigate a complex world.
What I take from that, and the key from that, is the amount of money and the size of HSBC, but also the language. Think about it. Sensibly and cautiously. They're not just going to jump straight in. They're not just some retailer that's going to throw their money at something. They are taking their time. And we need to remember that Quant is institutional. The utility that it holds is massive. So even there, sensible and cautious. That is what you take from that. And that's why we're not essentially seeing this movement that, to the moon that most people want. I was just looking at this tweet here via CryptoSec. Quant Overledger isn't a blockchain operating system that runs on top of blockchains to provide scalable any-to-any interoperability. What does running on top of blockchain actually mean? So let's take a look at this. So as we see, Quant, right at the top, we've got Overledger. And then we've got banking APIs. We've got JP Morgan, Citibank, Barclays. Look at these massive players, IoT Cloud, Intel. We've got and these all run on IoT APIs, which is needed. And if we look here, we've got IOTA, we've got Stellar, we've got all these Cardano, Bitcoin. These are the blockchains that will be running on the Overledger in time. We also see Apple Pay, and they control 90% of all mobile payments. And then we see all the social media outlets here. They're all going to require that Overledger gateway. And look who's at the top, Quant. Everything will have to run through Quant. Again, this takes time. So let's look at this. And then if we look at the ISO 20022, who's in the center of all this? Quant is also tied to moving the world's money. So we've got Quant, the Overledger here. We've got Ripple, Stellar, HBAR, IOTA, Algorand, XDC, JP Morgan. And where does it sit? Right in the middle. That's where all the money is going to be flowing through, Quant. And these all have to connect within. They have to go through Quant. For this system, the Overledger, this system to work, to me, it makes sense. It's not rocket science. What we need to remember is that Quant only has 14 million tokens in supply, and 80% is already in circulation. The tokenomics are absolutely phenomenal. It's just patience. As I said, like with any investment, this isn't going to happen overnight. This isn't going to moon overnight. This takes time. What I wanted to do is bring some sort of positivity to Quant, because it feels like, since, XRP has had its clarity and the court case is over, it seems that everybody's now sort of thinking, well, why isn't this happening to Quant? Why is it not, mooning immediately? Why is it not going, through the roof? Well, like I said before, Quant is not XRP. Quant is an institutional coin. It's an overledger. It will provide the glue that sticks everything together. But again, we have to be sensible. We have to be cautious, just like the institutions. And for me, Quant is the daddy. Anyhow, please remember to subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any further videos, and I will catch you later.
Remember, this isn't financial advice. Always do your own research.